Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Non-Fictionation. Today, I wasn't sure if I was going to make this a Miami podcast episode or if I was just going to essentially tell this as a standalone story. I'm thinking I'm just going to do a standalone story just to kind of upload this and then I'll keep up with the UFO news with the next video. And that'll probably just be a Miami podcast episode too. Today's story time. Something happened like 2 weeks ago at the smoke shop that I go to. So I have a smoke shop behind my house where that's where I buy my weed at. Or, I don't know if you could say that legally, but whatever. You get what I mean. I buy my weed there. I mean, because it's legal, literally. You could buy THC products if it's THCA. You guys know. Everybody knows about this. Anyways, I'm pretty good friends with the owner. I mean, to the point where, like, sometimes if I'm short on cash, he'll even let me leave a tab open and I'll pay him in like a day or two because I live right behind it. Maybe like within the last year, this older lady has started working there. And she had left for a little while and then now she's returned. She's like, she looks to be in her 60s. To give her credit, she looks like she was actually pretty attractive when she was younger. Even today, she looks like she's an attractive or old woman. But you could tell that there's just some anger behind those eyes. Like, at least I could tell. Every time that I've come into contact with that woman, it's been like, and mind you, I want no problems. I just go in there and I buy whatever I want. I'm not like, I don't make a scene. I just go in and I just get, can I please have this? Whatever. She's seen me come in there a bunch. Granted, she didn't know that I was friends with the owner. And so what happened was, the story is that the other day, or like 2 weeks ago, I'm going to the smoke shop around like 11 p.m. So it's late. There's nobody in the parking lot for LA Fitness. There's nobody in the parking lot for anything. But there's Pollo Tropical that's open. Pollo Tropical is a chicken spot here in Florida. It's fucking delicious. And this jit fucking little kid, like maybe like anywhere between 17 to maybe 20 years old. He looked young. He's like hovering outside the door to the smoke shop. A lot of you might be able to tell where I'm getting at with this. Anyways, he comes up to me because I usually park right up, like, you're not supposed to park there. You're supposed to like kind of park in the front, where there's a parking lot, like actual spots. But I park like next to that shop, like, because it's like a row of shops, and you could just park like right in front of them on the sidewalk, basically, and like on the road, and you just get off, get whatever you want. So that's what I'm doing. This lady has always kind of had like a fake attitude towards me. Like I could tell that she just, like, for whatever reason, I've lived long enough and I'm just that type of person where a lot of people just genuinely don't like me because I just look like how I look, my face. Like I know I have a very, I don't know how to explain it. We can get into a video about that later, but I know that some people just by default will not like me because I have a certain look, a certain face. I don't try to piss people off, but it just happens. Okay? So I get out of my car. She's working there. She's the only one there. Oh, yeah. Actually, let me go back to the attitude shit. Yeah, she's always just kind of been like very like fake towards me, where like she'll kind of like try to like, it's almost like she was like looking. This is how it felt before this situation that I'm about to tell you guys even happened. I genuinely felt like every time I came into contact with her, she was trying to look for any little excuse to say that I was disrespecting her or that I was causing a problem. You could feel it. It was like tangible. It was almost physical, where you could feel the texture of it in the air. Like, it was like Bro, I felt that shit. Like, I've lived long enough to know these signs. Like, she was making it very obvious. I don't know if she knew that she was making it obvious, but I knew it was obvious that she was like fishing for something. And I'm like, damn, like, you're not gonna get anything out of me. Like, I have complete and total control over my emotions. And so she even like has said shit that like normally would like lead to somebody saying kind of something in return to kind of like almost like a kind of get them back with like not really get them back but be like, oh, you think this, but no, you're actually wrong. Like, what you're saying is not, can't be true, is not possible, like you're actually incorrect. Like it's almost like they're fishing for an argument. Anyways, the story goes, I get off my car and this little jit that works at Puerto Tropical is waiting outside with money in hand, literally like $7 in his hand, and in the other hand his phone. He comes up to me, he's like, bro, look, I'm not 21, can you please go in there and get me a pre-roll, like a pre-roll joint? And he's like, here's like most of the money, and then you could put the rest on my card. Here, just take my phone inside. I tell him, no, bro, I'm not doing that. He keeps haggling me, and I'm like, no, bro. He does it. He haggles me again, and I'm just trying to go inside to get my shit. And so I say, okay, you know what? Fuck it, bro. I'll do it. Sure. I wasn't gonna do it, right? I was just gonna go inside and come back out with my shit, but not his shit, and be like, sorry, bro, I couldn't do it. Try it with somebody else. Because also, I'm friends with the owner. He's told me that there's undercovers that try to go there all the time to try to get people to sell them shit under 21. So I watch out. I'm obviously, like, you just don't do that. Anyways, I walk in with the phone and money in hand. She kind of greets. I told her I want to get a joint, and I wanted a pre-roll for myself. And she kind of comes up to me and she's like trying to like does like a little size up and goes, oh, are you okay? What's going on? And I'm like, nothing. Are you okay? What's going on? And she's like, oh, nothing. Yeah, it looked like you hurt your foot. And she said it like that, like how I just said it, like super fake, super like, and I just audibly right back to her, same energy. I go, yeah, sure. Like, okay, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a joint, and I was like, also let me get a pre-roll. She's like still sizing me up, looking at my hands, at like my phone ready in hand and the other kid's money, and I'm like, and as she's opening the thing to get the pre-roll, I think to myself, this bitch is looking for any little excuse to get me. So I'm not even going to give her an opportunity. I won't even get myself my pre-roll today. I'll settle for just my THC vape. I was being spoiled, so I was like, no. Just the joint, just the vape, please. She goes, oh, okay. She's like, you can see she's like a little worried. She's like, oh shit. Anyway, she goes to the counter and she goes, like, you can see her, like, remember, like, I have two phones in my hand. And she goes, oh, you have two phones now? What's up with that? And I was like, she asked it like that. Like, that's how she says it. And I just go, yep. And then she's like, oh, she's like, that's interesting. And I just go, how much is it? And she goes, oh, whatever. She checks me out. I walk outside. I immediately walk over to the kid, slightly to the left, hand him his phone and money, walk directly to my car. She comes outside, busts the door open, and she's like, hey, if you do that again, I'm gonna call the police on you. If you ever do that again, I'm gonna call the police. You try that shit again. And I'm like, what are you talking about, lady? I didn't do fucking shit. I was like, listen, calm down. And she goes, no, you stay quiet. Don't say anything. She goes to the kid and starts bitching at him in Spanish. You can't be doing that. You are not 21. And I'm like, hello. I get in my car. I already turned it on. I'm like, yo, I didn't. She goes, I'm going to call the police on you. I'm like, listen. I was like, nothing happened here. What are you talking about? She goes, I was like, what are you trying to say? Call the police for what? And then I was like, you realize you're wrong, right? And you're confused. What's happening? What's happening is very simple. You are confused. I'm like this in my car. I'm like, you're confused and you're wrong. She goes, oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I might be wrong. I'm wrong, sure. And I go, yeah, thank you. That's all I needed to hear. Bye. And I leave. I immediately make a voice note and text my friend that owns the fucking shop. I won't say his name. And I tell him my side of the story. I even sent him a picture of my vape, which I left out the part where I shook my vape outside my car. I shook it so she could hear that the vape was still in there, and I didn't give it to the kid. I was like, listen, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. All I'm gonna say is that the owner was very cool about it. He understood, and he went so far as to tell her, like, hey, don't be fucking doing that. Don't be threatening customers to call the police on them. First of all, like, you're just an employee here. If anything happens, even if he did buy the kid a fucking joint, call me, and I will decide what happens next. You are nobody to be doing that. Then she did it. I heard just yesterday that she did it to somebody else, freaked out on them. And he says that kid's always that some older guy from the same Pollo Tropical place is always going in there and buying the kid pre-rolls. And he's told the guy, like, hey, man, you can't really be doing that. Like, I'm never going to tell you shit. He's a cool guy. But if the cops catch you doing that, you're going to, like, jail. Like, that's a hard offense. It's a felony. And the guy's like, whatever, bro, whatever. That's on me. And, he was just telling me, like, bro, like, he's like, people do that here all the time. But I told her, stop trying to be a cop. Like, he's telling me that he told her, again, a second time after my incident, yo, stop trying to be a fucking cop. And just, don't be threatening nobody. Even if you see something happening, unless they're directly stealing in front of your face from the store, don't say shit. Bro, it's like she's trying to be like a fucking cop. Like what she thinks, like, what does she think she's doing? Like, who are you impressing doing that? like what? Like, you're getting paid like what? Like $15 an hour working at a smoke shop at 60 something years old. She's clearly divorced. Like I'm telling you, she does not have a man. Or if she does, it's a boyfriend. It's not a married. And if it's a boyfriend, it's a new boyfriend. You could tell the bitch is like alone, is what I'm trying to say. And if you're from Miami, she lives in the fucking trailer parks, which, if you're from Miami, you know what I'm talking about. We have suburbs, and then just in the middle of like regular middle class suburbs, there's these trailer parks, which basically, I'm not exaggerating, I'm Cuban. It looks like real Cuba. It looks like a third world country when you're there. Anyways, I hate to like say the word, but like it's a very like low class, low income area. Whatever, say what you will. I mean, it is what it is. And like, bro, she's from there. Like, she lives there, and like, she's trying to fucking do all this shit, like with all this extra shit. Like, who are you, bro? You're not a fucking cop. You're not. Anyways, my friend, the owner of the shop, told her already twice, like, yo, cut it. I'm surprised he hasn't fired her. I'm like, bro, I want to hear what you guys think though. Like, you guys think that like, and you know what? I actually want to dive into this a little bit. Let's expand on this. There's a lot of people out there that seem to be like this, that just they're looking for any excuse to like call people out on doing something wrong. You know what I mean? It's like they're desperate for it. And it's like a very obvious thing. As humans, we know certain behaviors, we know when something's off, and we also know when people are trying to be something that they're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like when somebody's like kind of blinded by their own like by their own delusion, like oh man, like somebody who swears that they get girls but they really don't, like kind of like that guy, like, oh, I get plenty of bitches, bro, I fuck plenty of hoes. And they also tend to be liars too. They're also the first guy to be like, oh, I fucked this girl, and then like you ask the girls and they're like, what the fuck, did he say that? No, I just went over his house and we smoked. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that type of shit. But like, we can expand on that, because like that's just a type of mode in human consciousness, right? There's certain people that they are looking for a fight, an argument. They're trying, you know what it is? They're trying to make a situation that is akin to scenes in a movie. They're trying to almost like recreate this epicness of what we see in the movie theaters. They're gonna be the hero to call the police and do this, and they caught you doing the thing. They were the one who noticed. Nobody else did, but they did. You know what I mean? And I really feel like we gotta call these fuckers out, dude. Like we gotta stop letting these people feel like they could operate and just get away with being like, we gotta call them out on their fakeness, dude. Like I'm not trying to live in a world like as the new adults, like, you know, we're all in our fucking 20s and 30s even. We gotta, no, we're not doing this. No, no, lead by example. Everybody should follow. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna be fucking fake. Look, I'm not even claiming I get bitches. I get no bitches. Like I'm not trying to date anybody right now, and I every time I've tried, I get rejected. So why am I gonna keep trying? I get rejected by hella girls. Actually, all girls, if I'm honest. Even like the ones that show to like me, and they'll message me back and forth on Instagram. They'll like my stories. They'll show an interest. And then when I finally pop the question, what do you do? Can we do something this weekend? Can I finally chill with you? I don't say, can I finally chill with you, by the way. That's just internal thoughts. But it's like, can we do something? What are you up to this weekend? I've tried it all. The girls are scared. And I don't know. Maybe I'm intimidating. Maybe I'm ugly. I don't know. Maybe I'm too short. I'm 5'8", 5'9". I don't know. On a good day, I'm 5'9". So 5'8", 5'8", if I'm honest. But like, yeah, guys, like, oh man, I want to sit here and talk about UFOs, not this shit. But this was so impactful to me that I'm just like, I want to fucking get into it. There's just like, what can we do to I mean, I know I'm really good at this shit. Like I've lived my whole life swerving people that are like this. I'm like a magnet. And actually people that are like this, I guess they encounter people like me in their life, and they can spot people like me from a mile away. So like, shit, there's a new guy at work, bro. The guy's fucking clearly looking for any, you can, and also it has to do with their stupidity too. So like, we're talking about licensing for health insurance. You can either do the 240, which is just health insurance here in Florida, or you can do the 215 license, which is health and life insurance, both. You take the exam for the 215, you get them both in one go. And, you know, to my understanding, it's cost hundreds of dollars for the coursework. And then the exam is like 120, I think, or $30. Sorry, it's like $30 for the exam for life insurance. But I know that at some point it's like hundreds, right? I even tried doing it with a company, and they were gonna. I only paid $145, and it was like a good deal. I ended up not doing it because I got really busy with this job, and I was like, I need to focus on what I'm doing right now, because if not, I'm gonna lose it. I do sales, health insurance, Obamacare and Medicare. And we're gonna start doing life maybe by the end of this year. But life insurance. There's a new guy that just started here, and he's one of those dudes, man. Yeah, so he's been in sales his whole life. It's all he's ever done. He asked me the other day. He's like, "Hey man, what's the most you've made here?" And I kind of lied to him. I was like, "Oh, 1,200." And he's like, "How much have you made? What's the most you've made in a week?" And I told him 1,200. And he's like, "That's it?" Like, and you can tell that he was just like kind of saying that because he, you know, trying to like show off, but also like genuinely, like I think he was like, "Wow, really? That's it?" Because he was selling appointments for plastic surgery for BBLs and tits, and he got hella money. He was made like 4K a week doing that shit, but that ended. They don't need him anymore, so they laid off a bunch of people. And you can tell he's just very insecure about how much money he's going to be making. He's not on the phones yet because there's still licensing that needs to be done for each state and each carrier. So like it takes a while. Even though he's done with the exam and he has his health insurance license, whatever. He starts telling me, he's like, "Bro, like, he's like, you seriously let these people have your passwords and shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, of course." He's like, "Bro, like, they're gonna fuck you over." And I'm like, No, no, they're not. He's like, yeah, bro. It's like, you say that now, but they're gonna do some shady shit. I'm like, they haven't done it as of yet, so it's been 2 years here. He goes, bro, you just don't know, man. You just don't know. Now that he feels stupid, he's looking for a fight. He's looking for a win. So you can tell that he's trying me like all the time now because of this. He was like, bro, like, dude, he's like, bro, like, it was almost like he was trying to say, like, bro, like, he's like, you say you look into this stuff, but do you really know? And I'm like, bro, what is your basis of what you're even saying right now? Like, you're all you're doing is coming up to me being like, bro, I can't believe that you allow you let them get your passwords and your usernames and save all that shit for all the different states and licensing, because that's your shit, bro. You don't know, man. They don't want you to know that all that is your independent stuff. They're not supposed to have all that. You're a licensed health insurance agent. Yes, you work W-2 here, but you are independent, and if you wanted to leave tomorrow and go to another company, you could do that. He's like, they're gonna fuck you over when you leave, brother. They're gonna hold your licenses, they're gonna hold your passwords, bro. They're gonna change that shit on you. And I'm just there like, yeah, I mean, that's interesting that you believe that. But you know, um I just, like, it was almost like he was getting mad at me because I wasn't saying exactly this. Oh, dude, yeah, you know what, bro? You're right. Let me go and change all my passwords right now. I'm gonna do that shit. Look, bro, I'm gonna start right now. Like, because I wasn't saying exactly that, he was just saying shit after shit of, bro, no, like, you don't get it. Like, because he's like, yeah, bro, like, that these people are, like, they're taking advantage of a lot of niggas here, like, a lot of people here, like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, bro, listen. Nothing has happened thus far. They can get sued for doing any of that shit. If he was actually smart, right? Because he was trying to insult my intelligence, talking about intelligence and maturity. I was like, oh, maturity. And says the nigga who's here, like, fucking super insecure. You can, like, it's bleeding through him. Like, he's, like, literally jugular bleeding insecurity. But whatever. You know what I mean? I hope I'm coming through and making sense to people here, because we've all encountered people like this. Everybody has. There's always somebody who they constantly need to be, like, calling out how you're wrong about stuff, or that you don't fully understand something. Like, that's their whole mode of conversation. Tony Soprano said the lowest form Tony Soprano said, remember when is the lowest form of communication, possible form of communication. I think that you don't know is the second lowest form of communication. Bro. That guy that's like, bro, you don't realize that, he's like, bro, this is gonna happen. Like, watch. And then it's like, bro, as of right now, what you're saying only, exclusively exists in your imagination. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that they are so motivated to cause a stir right there and then in someone's personal fucking space about something that only exists in their head, has not happened, has not occurred. Do you understand what I'm saying? It drives me up the fucking wall. I hate when people repeat themselves. I fucking hate it. And I so happen to have actually a mother and a best friend who repeat the fuck out of themselves. I love them to death, but I fucking hate it. It's the same thing with these people, though. They just want to repeat something because clearly they just want one answer. They don't want the answer you're telling them. They're going to keep repeating it and repeating the thing, whatever it is. Whether it's, watch. They're probably not going to, bro, you're going to see, you think we're going to get out at 3:30 today? Bro, that's bullshit. No. We're getting out at 6:30, dude. I'm telling you, we're getting out at 6:30. That bullshit of we're leaving early. No, 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 no. I haven't heard of that. And then like, you're just like, oh, okay, like cool, like, and then like they're like, no, 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 because we're leaving at 6:30, and it's almost like they want you. They're like mad that you're not get like mad at them, like they would be. Like they would like kind of try to fight you on it. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example actually. I was going somewhere with that, and then I kind of got forgot where I was going with this. So let me backtrack it. Example would be like they're like when somebody just keeps repeating the thing that they've already um conveyed to you in wording, and then it's almost like they, unless they hear one specific phrase of an answer of that they have thought of in their head, they feel like you don't understand what they're saying, or you didn't pay attention to what they said. There's a lot of that goes on too, right, with these people, where they feel like you're not paying attention to them because again they're insecure. So it's, you know, I I love everybody. I don't want no problems, but this shit is annoying. Like, and I don't know. I just kind of want to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comments. Am I making sense? Maybe I'm not doing a good job of articulating it. I thought it was going to be easier on camera. I'm trying to do the best I can, but I think I really got to sit down and think of examples. If not, I'm just going to have this video running for like an hour. I want to save you guys the time. So let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comments. Okay, I would really like a discussion about this to start going on. Share this with friends, family. You can clip it, use it. I don't care. Yeah, everyone's allowed to do that. And yeah, just remember, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on Non-Fictionation, and hype it if you can. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.